Guys, well, hopefully take what would be three for audio for me on the AMT Minute works today. I'm sorry everything got messed up last time. I was just coming out of Congress. And anyway, a couple cool things happening today. First thing, if you haven't already seen it, you should come visit imts.com. We have a new look we've compiled into one place, very easy to access things for IMTS Spark, things for IMTS Network, and wait for it, IMTS 2022. I know we're pretty excited to have an in-person event to look forward to, so that is up on that site as well. So we launched that this morning, and hopefully it is good, useful, accessible, and all the good things you'd want out of an AMT product with IMTS and that experience. So that's there. Go check it out. A couple things on current news. So if you saw the afternoon, I saw it through TechCrunch, NASA and SpaceX have finally agreed to a date in late October. It's going to be October 23rd, at least as of today. So this is the Crew 1. So what's different about this than the May 30th event? Crew 1 is the first operational crewed mission to the ISS. So if you remember back in May, on May 30th, we had Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley. That was actually Demo 2. That was the last phase of the check boxes to qualify both the Crew Dragon spacecraft and the Falcon 9 rocket. So far, so good on all of those check boxes. Crew 1's operation, October 23rd, is still pending the final data analysis on the rest of Demo 2's collected data. So we're all hoping for the best there. The astronauts named for Crew 1 looks like Shannon Walker, Victor Oliver, Mike Hopkins, and from Japan, Soichi Noguchi. So all four will be heading to the ISS via SpaceX here on October 23rd. A couple things moving into the weekend since it is Friday. I know I've been digging into a lot of reading for the Congressional Fellowship, but also just in what we're doing with the supply chain white papers and the initiatives through IMTS, and of course, things that impact and are tributaries into our mandate. One book that continues to come up, Producing Prosperity, if you can see that, there we go. So this is written by Harvard Business School professors Gary Paisano and our now good friend Willie Shih. And it's an older book, so this is not late breaking because of COVID. In fact, what's interesting is to see the premise even years ago that you need to pay attention to manufacturing, and they reveal how years of whether it was poor sourcing decisions or underinvestment in manufacturing, whether that was the technology or the infrastructure, has had just disastrous consequences. So what do we do to shore that up? And they present some pretty interesting cases about that. And really the underlying value for me is if you're going to put investment and value manufacturing operations, that is really not just the necessary, but almost a sufficient condition to seed tomorrow's innovative new products. So you can't get to next gen innovation without understanding your manufacturing, the operations there within. So for most of our audience, that's a little preaching to the choir, but do know others outside of our industry have noticed, are starting to make pivots, if you will, into that. The second book, so this is a little more on the fellowship, but certainly has a defense industrial base ramifications. This is called The Kill Chain. This was recommended by one of my industry contacts from NDIA and authors Christian Brose. So Christian Brose was former staff director of the Senate Armed Services Committee and a senior policy advisor to the late great Senator John McCain. The kill chain's it's an interesting phrase. So in the military, there are kind of three steps into a decision, if you will. One is to understand. Two, with context, you then decide. And then three is the actual act itself. And the premise is you want to shorten your kill chain, if you will, in a warfare scenario quicker than your adversary. But in a business manufacturing scenario, you want to do this not just better than your competition, but better than what other variables in your operations may otherwise negatively impact you. So how do you take data, contextualize it, make a decision, and move quickly? We can't always wait for all the data we want. We can have a chance to make better decisions with that data. So anyway, guys, that's just a quick little AMT minute for the day. I appreciate you spending some time with me. Hopefully those books are useful. If you grab them and you have some comments, send them our way. But enjoy the weekend. Take care, and we will see you.